The revolution is upon us. This is Get It on Vinyl.
So I'm Josh LaRue. The name of the store is Breakaway Records. I've got a partner, Gabe Vaughn, in the other room right now. He started the shop about 10 years ago. I got involved about 8 years ago. So yeah, this summer will be our 10th anniversary of Breakaway Records. Yeah, so like that's how you discover music when I was a kid. Like you went to record stores. A lot of times I bought records just based on what they looked like, but it seemed like the record store kind of served as like a little hub for like people who were interested in music, like the music community, whether you want to be a musician or you were just a fan. Like that's kind of like where you went and how you found out about stuff. And so it's cool to me that that still exists. And even though there's lots of ways, you know, online that people can find out about music and listen to music, it's still kind of cool to have an actual physical space where people can go and look at stuff and touch stuff and listen to stuff in real time, you know, on a record player and see their friends, talk to the people that work there, you know, and just hang out and check out music. I guess I just always collected records, and I had done record shows and stuff like that, so I had been like buying and selling records for a long time and doing eBay and stuff like that, and I don't know, it just seemed like a really cool idea. I didn't know that it would be a successful idea, but like, you know, something that I'd always thought about, not like it was my life's dream, but like I'd always thought record stores were cool. I always thought that would be a cool job or cool thing to do, and it was actually fairly later in life that I kind of came to it and had made it work. It's definitely not something you will get rich at. You know, like if you work hard and do it right, you can be in the black basically and make a little bit of money. But I don't, you know, I mean, maybe there are some stores that are doing amazingly well, but I don't know. I mean, you just gotta, if it's something you really love and are super passionate about it, and you know, you got the knowledge and some friends to help you out where you need the help, you know, it's certainly doable. But yeah, it's a tough gig. You gotta love it, I think. Yeah. I mean, it's a college town, and you know, so that plays into it for sure. But I'd say over the past, you know, 8 to 10 years, I've seen the average age drop, you know, pretty significantly. You know, like maybe the average customer age is 25 or something like that. I mean, there's people my age, and there's people older still that still come here, and there's people that bring their kids here. You know, like literally like teenagers, 13, 14, 15. But it's a lot of people. I would say they're like college, you know, maybe college age through 30 is kind of the main customer base. I mean, I feel like distributors, it's gotten easier. There's more stuff available. There's a lot of new records that are really expensive. I don't always understand the math on that, like what's going on. There's a lot of reissues that seem really expensive to me, where like, you know, I know the costs got taken care of a long time ago, you know, besides the pressing costs for this round. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tricky question. But I'd say sometimes cost is definitely a factor. There's records that just like, a new record that just seems crazy to me what they're trying to charge for it, you know. I would just say that there's more stuff available. You know, the communication is a lot easier. Like, you know, like most distributors have like a B2B, a really easy place where you can just go, like, you know, buy the records, like look through their inventory. Like most of that has gotten pretty streamlined, so you can do it at any time of day. You know, like even if it's late at night and I need to take care of something, or one of our employees needs to take care of something, you can just log onto, you know, distributors' websites and like look at what they got, look at the new stuff, make orders. So you know, like. That part has made it really easy, and I just feel like there's, you know, a lot more stuff available and a lot more information out there to make it easy to find stuff and make orders. It is our busiest day of the year, like by far. So that part's great. It's a lot of work to kind of get ready for it and to like sort through all the, you know, there's so many things that come out for it. Some are cool and some are not. And sometimes it's hard to know what people are actually interested in, because there's tons of people that show up on Record Store Day that never come here. So it's like we know what our customers in general like and want, but I don't know what the people who show up once a year are after necessarily. You know, but it's certainly yeah, we make a lot of money on that one day. We put a lot of work into it to make that money. It probably seems worthwhile, you know, like, and you know, it's a way. Some of those people that come that one time a year find out about our shop. They come that first time, and maybe they do become a regular customer. Yeah, so it's, I think in general, a good thing. You know, it's like. Sometimes I'm not a big fan of a lot of the stuff that's coming out, but you know, that's a personal preference, you know. Yeah, I like older music in general. I mean, I like reissues, and that's all cool, but you know, like there's kind of a lot of nonsense that goes on with the Record Store Day releases. But in general, I think it's a positive thing. Yeah, I mean, it'll probably plateau and then decline and then come back up. I think it's just one of those things that kind of goes in waves. You know, like I think it'll always be a format and a thing that people are interested in, because you know, a great recording on a great pressing and you get a clean copy, that does sound amazing. And if you have a good stereo system, I still think it's, for me, like the best way to listen to something. Like it has a certain impact that most other formats don't have, you know. And yeah, I think it's like anything. I think we're probably at either near the peak or about to be there, and it'll probably plateau, and then probably things will wind down for a while. But I think it's, records have always kind of waxed and waned, and good records will always be worth money to somebody, but there'll be maybe less people looking for them, and then a new generation will get interested again. Yeah, I think it just kind of comes and goes. I feel like when vinyl was first getting really popular again, there was a lot of bad pressings, kind of like low quality things happening, things being mastered from just the CD and like not, the best sources and maybe not the best pressings going on. And things that were like expensive, like expensive new reissues that didn't sound good. But I feel like a lot of those labels have gotten really aware of that and realized that a lot of customers are pretty discerning and notice when there's problems and notice when things don't sound right. So I feel like, yeah, there's been more attention is being paid to like the quality, like just how it sounds, and I think that's been getting better in general. There's certainly labels that do it really amazingly. As far as the packaging, I think people like, make elaborate packaging, try and like often sell something that they've sold before and they want to sell it again, so they repackage it, and maybe sometimes that's cool or interesting. If there's extra musical material, that can be a cool thing, like if you're a fan of that band or that album. And I like listening to music all day. I like the people I work with. I still collect records, so I love when we get a great collection and there's something in there I've been looking for 20, 30 years and it's in there. Like that still makes me, super hyped. Yeah, I like dealing with, the customers. I like people that love music. I mean, that's who I normally deal with on a day-to-day basis, and I have something in common with them.